Welcome to the Kscope Podcast, number 79. Billy Reeves here. Thanks very much for your company. In this episode, music from The Receiver, music from Sweet Billy Pilgrim, and go on then, a little bit of Gong. But first, the Anchoress, also known as Anne Davies, the album Confessions of a Romance Novelist, got her the Prog Magazine's Limelight Award for 2016. And the album was also nominated for the Welsh Music Prize. It's getting a second issue on Kscope as a double vinyl and double CD set with bonus tracks. This, featuring Mansun's Paul Draper, is entitled You and Only You. And we'll hear from Catherine after this.
There's something you should know. Your worst case scenario, and I know you think that I'm okay, but I guess you caught me on a good day. Stay away and save yourself. Don't waste your time on a selfish self. Keep away, I'm not myself. I won't waste your time when it should be you and only you, just you alone and no one. You know it should be you and only you, just you alone and no one. Here's something you already know, that you're too scared to be on your own, and I know you think that's not okay, but I think it's time you go your own way. Stay away and save yourself, and don't waste your time on my selfish self. Keep away, I'm not myself. I won't waste your time when it should be you and only you, just you alone and no one. You know it should be you and only you, just you alone and no one. Find someone simple, less complicated than I am. Find someone willing to give you the love that I can. You could find somebody less complicated than I am. Find someone willing to give you the love that I can. There's something that I know you are better off now you're on your own, and I know you think that I'm okay, but I guess you got me on a good day. Stay away to save yourself, and don't waste your time on my selfish self. Keep away, I'm not myself. I won't waste your time when it should be you and only you, just you alone and no one. You know it should be you and only you, just you alone and no
You and Only You, the Anchoress from Confessions of a Romance Novelist, featuring Paul Draper and Paul Draper's EP2. as you have probably seen from his social networks, has been delivered to the label. Look out for release details of that shortly. Catherine Anne Davies very much involved in the writing and recording of Paul Draper's forthcoming album for Kscope. So I caught up with Catherine in central London recently to ask her about her relationship with Confessions of a Romance Novelist. It took a long time to be recorded and to find a home at Kscope. So Catherine and I had to decide what to call this expanded edition of Confessions. Is it a rebirth, a reissue?
Well, it's a second edition. It's a bit like, you got your first edition of a book, and then you have the second edition once you realise that people actually want to buy it.
Perfect.
So, I think it actually says that on the spine, actually. It says, it doesn't on the vinyl, but it does on the CD. It says second edition.
So it suggests, that's probably a good way of putting it then, so it suggests that the release of the first version was a huge success. Are you pleased with the reaction?
I think so, yeah. It's obviously I would have loved to have had it out on vinyl in the first place, but obviously it's a really expensive endeavour, and we didn't know whether people were going to want to buy it. So it's testament to the success of the record, I guess, that we've got to press it on double vinyl, and it is beautiful. It's a really nice artefact, and I always wanted to do that. But then obviously to add the extra tracks as well, it's given it a whole new lease of life, really. We
spoke last at the Progressive Music Awards, where you were given, as everybody listening to this knows, the Limelight Award, the New Artist Award. And interestingly, we had a little chat at that, but interestingly, not long after that, you went and saw King Crimson. And you, on your social networks, you said, OK, let's discover what is this thing called prog. Is there a relationship now with the new and old bands in the progressive genre that you didn't have before as a result of being lauded by them?
I think there was already a relationship there that I didn't really realise. I mean, I was obviously really aware of Robert Fripp through his work with Bowie, and I think there's a lot of the music, stylistically and sort of ideologically, that I already had a lot in common with, but I just didn't realise. So I guess it's just drawing all those threads together, really. And I've been collaborating a little bit with some of the other people on the label now. It's interesting that all of these existing influences that I had, these existing inspirations and relationships with different artists, but also different people kind of working in music, seem to be kind of all coming together through this prism of prog.
It would be coy of me, therefore, not to mention Paul Draper off of Out of Mansun, in that he's very much involved with this, and you're very much involved with his stuff. Where are we at with his stuff? And we understand EP2 is imminent. Where are we at with the album and the next Draper releases? Do you know?
Well, the way that we're working is sort of really a continuation of what we did with the Anchoress record. So all that's changed really is, he's kind of singing now, and I'm not singing.
Right,
okay. In a way, you could say it's a bit like that. So I've been working quite intensely on the album for the last year really, since we mixed my album. I've written half the tracks on the album with him, and then I've been engineering EP2 recently. So we just literally this morning, the masters have gone off for production for EP2.
Cool.
And we'll be back in next week just with the album.
With arms that tear
also, since we spoke last, you have done a pop concert with the Manics. What was that like?
That was amazing. Yeah, I played with the Manics at the Eden Project in Cornwall, which was sort of like the pinnacle of my life. And I sang Little Baby Nothing with them on stage, which I've always joked about. It was like, I can retire once that has happened. I always had it in my mind as something that would be amazing if it ever happened, because it would never happen. And then they went and asked me to do it, which was just incredible. So it was just brilliant. It's weird, I have to keep reminding myself of all these things that have happened, because I think when you've had a year like I have, when you spent 4 years in the studio making a record, and then you think, probably no one's going to listen to it. And I put the record out, and all these great things have happened. But because so many great things happen, you sort of forget about them as quickly as they happen. Which sounds, it's not that you're ungrateful, but it's so many things happen that you're sort of kind of swept up in the tidal wave of it all. And then obviously, because I've just been in the studio with Paul working on his record, you don't necessarily get a chance to take stock of it. So it's nice to be reminded of it, actually, and think, oh, wow, we did it, what we set out to do.
Yeah, no, totally. Finally, then, what happens next with the Anchoress as an artiste and a project? Is there going to be a second record? Is there going to be more concerts?
Well, for the moment, I'm going to be finishing Paul's record with him. That's where my focus is. I want to finish all the songs that we've got on that and wrap that up. Then I think there's some plan that we're going to go out on the road together next year.
Oh, wow.
We always talked about this as doing it as like a kind of double-header thing, because obviously we share the same band, so it makes sense, really, to do that. Yeah. So that's an idea. Obviously, these things have a way of changing. Plans have a way of changing. I'm off with Simple Minds in the end of January and in February in Australia and New Zealand. So
crikey. Now, he has put it on record to me on this very podcast that he wants to do some club shows as soon as the record comes out, so he's keen to play live.
Yeah, we've talked about kinds of venues that we'll do. We'll do a couple of, I think the idea is that we're going to do a couple of small shows in the first instance, maybe Manchester, London, maybe one in Scotland, and that's it. And then obviously there'll be festival season.
Of course.
But it really just, again, depends on demand, really. You just never know where things are going to take you until you see what the reaction is to something.
And what about the Anchoress, though? When's the next Anchoress record going to come out?
Who knows? At this rate, the rate we work, once every 4 years. and I quite like having. I've sort of got a lot of things happening, and I don't really know what's going to come to the fore at the moment.
You take me home and wear me out. I'm spinning circles like a child, a deck of cards without a heart, 'cause everything was broken from the start. But please forgive me if I love you. Makes it hard to breathe when I think of you, but no, I'm not sorry. I'm just waiting to breathe you in. What you say, not like we planned. A foreign language I don't understand. The telephone can't breathe without your call, 'cause I don't wanna hear about her at all. But please forgive me if I love you. Makes it hard to breathe when I think of you, but no, I'm not sorry. I'm just waiting to breathe you, waiting to breathe you, waiting to breathe you, yeah.
is the Anchoress from the expanded edition of Confessions of a Romance Novelist. You heard Waiting to Breathe. Before that, Bury Me, one of the bonus tracks. And before that, You and Only You, featuring Paul Draper. Saturday, the 17th of December, in the beautiful London venue King's Place, for the next The Anchoress show. kscopemusic.com/The Anchoress. My thanks to Catherine for her time. Up next then, the synthphonic duo The Receiver release a new remix collection entitled Air in the Embers, which is available to download from digital stores or as a bonus disc with the All Burn album from the Kscope store. Let's hear from Air in the Embers then, The Receiver. This is a cover of Elliot Smith's Between the Bars.
Drink up, baby, stay up all night with the things you could do. You won't, but you might. The potential you'll be that you'll never see. The promises you'll only make. Drink up with me now and forget all about the pressure of days. Do what I say and I'll make you okay and drive them away. The image is stuck in your head. People you've been before that you don't want around anymore, that push and shove and won't bend to your will. I'll keep them still. Drink up, baby, look at the stars. I'll kiss you again between the bars where I'm seeing you there with your hands in the air, waiting to finally be caught. Drink up one more time and I'll make you mine, keep you apart, deep in my heart, separate from the rest, where I like you the best and keep the things you forgot. People you've been before that you don't want around anymore, that push and shove and won't bend to your will. I'll keep them still.
Between the Bars, written by the great Elliot Smith and performed there by The Receiver. kscopemusic.com/The Receiver to read more about the band. Now, sweet Billy Pilgrim, Twice Born Men, the album which was nominated, of course, for a Mercury Music Prize, is getting the Kscope 180-gram vinyl and CD reissue treatment, remastered with 3 exclusive bonus tracks. And of course, this was Album of the Week in the Sunday Times as well. Sleeve notes written by current vocalist Yana Carpenter. I'll leave you with this then, if I may. From Twice Born Men, the 2016 version, this is Sweet Billy Pilgrim. Truth Only Smiles.
Out here amongst the spit and hiss of dreams all black and pistol whipped, they crawl towards the morning with a sigh. With easy grace and needy hands, they murdered love's sweet circumstance and calmly fashion flawless alibi. Tell me we're leaving all this far behind. of a sleepless night as light comes crashing in from high above. He tries to speak of pain and loss, but on his lips her finger falls. When putting things in order ain't enough. Tell me we're leaving all this far behind us. Tell me the lights still flicker when we can. No doubts or denial. No truth, only smiles to greet me when I get home. The darkness breaks me. What's gone wrong? Please say something. Tell me we're leaving all this far behind us. Tell me the lights still flicker when we can. No doubts or denial. No truth, only smiles.
Sweet Billy Pilgrim, Twice Born Men, the album, that's entitled Truth Only Smiles. kscopemusic.com/SBP. Right, that's your lot, except, and I'm just going to slip in from Kscope's sister label, Madfish. Gong released their new album, Rejoice, I'm Dead. And you can see at madfishmusic.com/Gong, snooker legend, now DJ, Steve Davis talked to Gong about the history of the band and carrying on the torch in the absence of the great David Allen. Let's just slip in a minute then or so of the title track, Gong, Rejoice, I'm Dead. See you soon. Ta-ra.